Hi guys, this video is brought to you by outtalk.co.uk for your post, pre-match and Sheffield Wednesday discussions with fellow Wednesdayites.
Right guys, it's the big one, it's the Yorkshire Derby, it's versus Leeds. We all know the song, we all hate Leeds Gum, but at the end of the day, it's the big one. It's going to be an interesting game. Fez is back for this game, which is fantastic, so it'll be good to see how he gets on. But also, Isaac Rice is in the team. He's the current under-18 captain, so that's great for him. And it goes back to this whole policy of promoting youth in the team. And it's great to see us going with someone else who, in a big game, is on the bench to be around the squad. That'll be everything to him, and it'll just make him work harder. Now, the team news today is Dawson, Pelopousi, Fletcher, Bannon, Thornley, Lees, Reach, Baker, Hector, Penny, Fortieri. Subs are Wildsmith, Palmer, Rice, Preston, Anamar, Zhao and Newhugh. Great at Thornley back as well. He's been really good in defence of late. Shame he had that little knot, but let's see what happens. But it's good to see the likes of Fortieri starting. Good to see Penny having another run. And it goes back to this whole thing as our manager liking to use what he got already. It's not a case of going out and making loans and big signings. Even if we had the money, I still think he's one of these managers that like to see what he got in his own academies and then go from there. And it's great. This is going to be great experience for some of these lads who might have done it, these big games in their under 23 and under 18 game, but when it's in front of the Carp, in front of the Wednesday fans, it can be fantastic. So hopefully we can get all 3 points today. It's going to be a tough game because Leeds have started very, very well. They are top at the moment, but the table doesn't mean anything till about Christmas time. And this is about a time where Leeds fans start to question normally what's going on, because normally they have a really good start and then the wheels start to fall off around November. Now, granted, it's the first loss, so it'll be interesting to see how they react to this. And we could have played some good football tonight, so hopefully we can get all 3 points, win the game, and then have a good weekend after that. Well, what a game this has been so far. It's been back and forth, really good game actually. Lots of possession by Leeds, trying to go forward. And they've had chances, they've hit the post, they've gone wide, they've had a lot of chances. We've not really had many chances up until one, and I'll get to that in a minute, but this is the first half bit. Some good save by Dawson, but Dawson has been risky at times. Very, very risky. Coming out with punches, missing them. He had a situation near the end of half where the ball nearly went in between his hands, and it was really poor by us. But we started with one formation, it's not worked. We've gone to a 4-4-2, working. Fez is doing really well with the pressurising. Penny's just having another storm of the game again. But let's talk about the opening goal for us. What a thunder chuffer by Reach. Very similar to how he scored against Villa. If last week was a contender for goal of the season for McGinn, Reach has got it. It was a stunning strike, it really was. He just hit it. But touch of clap for the goal and a touch of clap for the celebration. Andy Callison, our fitness coach, who lost his wife to cancer. We all did the fundraising and tried to get the treatment that she needed because she couldn't get the treatment, who died recently. Put a shirt up, number one. It was a lovely, lovely touch and a lovely little bit of tribute to him and his family and what they're going through. And that says a lot. That was a really touching moment, and we just played not great, but we've not had many chances. Leeds are Leeds are in that situation where they could have 3 or 4, and it's just been unlucky for them tonight. They've hit the post. They've had bad goalkeeping errors at times. We look shaky at the back. Baker looks a bit poor, but both teams look a bit poor at the back. But we are 1-0 in front. We'll go into that. We'll take that every day of the week. Let's move on from this first half. Let's try and get another one. Let's try and see if we can get a second goal. And try and just keep going, really. Because if we can pick little things out like that, I don't mind. I don't really mind at all. Because at the end of the day, it's risk and reward when you play Lukai's system. And sometimes it's a bit risky and it doesn't pay off, but sometimes we have a situation like that where Reach had just levered it and made it 1-0. So we're looking up to be a couple of goals down anyway, But in terms of the scoreline, we are 1-0 up, and we'll go into the second half and see if we can finish the game with all 3 points. So, our second half started really poorly. They managed to make it 1-0. 1-0. They managed to make it 1-1, and we were really poor in that second half. Really poor. Lost all the momentum we had in that first half. Leeds just went for the jugular in that second half, and sadly for them, they just couldn't get it. A clearance off the line by us. Dawson made some really scary moments, like going out for the ball. He doesn't seem to command his area well, and that'll come in time. He's still a young keeper, but when you see things like that happen, it doesn't fill you with confidence. We were lucky to come out with this with a point. We would have taken a point at the start of the game. We were very, very lucky in that second half not to be 3, maybe 4-1 down. They had so many chances and they just didn't take it. Their shooting horrendous. We were bad at the back at times. We let them come at us. The substitution we made, one was forced due to Baker. And then Fez and Fletcher came off, and Zhao and New Hugh came on, and didn't really change anything because they had us so pinned back. It was all in our half. I don't think we really got out of our half that second half. They just completely dominated us in that second half. And it's things like that that kind of worry you if we come up against another team like that. We're going to miss Barry Bannon on Wednesday night. He is suspended. 4 yellow cards or 5 yellow cards, whatever it is. So he's going to miss this due to suspension. That's going to be a real big blow for us. When he's not in the middle of the park, we really struggle. They showed stats about that before the game. So we're going to have to do really well in that game. It's going to be another tough one. It's West Brom, so it's going to be a tough game. But to get a point against Leeds is really good, considering they should have beat us by a country mile. They just didn't have the shooting boots on today. We rode our luck. Luck was on our side tonight. 2 great goals anyway. It was a great goal for Reach, and it was a great goal for their lad. With their goal, I will say this now, Leeds should not turn his back on his man as soon as he's taking the shot. He goes to turn his man, he turns his back on him. If he stands at him, he might have a better chance of doing it, but he turns his back, and that gives him the angle for Dawson not to be able to get to it. So, at the end of the day, it's a draw. It should be a win to Leeds, but it's a draw, so we'll just have to take it. Next game, West Brom, next Wednesday. Let's see if we can come back from this, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in the press conference. It's going to be all talk about Dawson. It's going to be all talk about Bannon. It's going to be the whole 9 yards all over again. And I have this thing where it's like, just back the boys. Whoever he picks, back them. Stop going with this whole, he should be there, he should be there. We don't pick the team, he does. All we do as fans is get to support them. So support them and get behind them.
Don't forget to have your say at alto.co.uk after the match.